Disney Plus came out 2 days ago now, and I've already been panic watching everything that is there because there's just so much stuff that I love and I want to rewatch or watch for the first time because there's a bunch of stuff that for some reason I missed. Like, I've never seen Gargoyles, and I feel like I really should. But, of course, my main focus has been Star Wars content. And I'm going to talk more about Star Wars because even though I have a lot of Star Wars videos up, apparently people like when I talk about Star Wars. So, hey, what else am I going to do? So, I guess the big news, other than The Mandalorian, is the whole McClunky thing. What can one say about McClunky? It is not good. It is not good. It's actually kind of, the Han and Greedo scene has been changed so many times that people were angry about it when it first happened. And then it just got progressively worse until we got to McClunky. And now it really has come full circle and is almost so bad it's good. I decided that the only explanation in universe, the Watsonian, if you will, because I do love using the phrase Watsonian versus Doyleist. The Watsonian explanation is that the Star Wars movies are actually people retelling these stories in universe, and just the Han and Greedo scene keeps on being changed by different tellers. Probably people from the Rhodian species who keep on trying to make Greedo look better than he actually is. But yeah, the whole timing on the whole McClunky thing, it's just so off, and I can't stand by it. But I did want to talk about the fact that I like the special editions. I can't defend all of them. I can't defend everything that happened in them. A New Hope is a choice. A lot of the stuff that was done for A New Hope, no, is not good. I don't like the Jabba scene. I don't like the added Ronto in the Mos Eisley scene, and of course Han and Greedo we already talked about. But the general spiffying up, I don't mind. I never have minded that kind of thing. And I've talked about it many times before, but The Empire Strikes Back, that one is actually vastly improved by its special edition. I love Empire Strikes Back. It is probably my favorite Star Wars. I do kind of go back and forth between it and The Last Jedi, but it's the one I grew up as it being my favorite, so it's got a special place in my heart. As I mentioned on my Discord the other day, it is the most attractive of the original trilogy. And I don't mean that it was beautifully shot. I mean that the stars in it are at their peak hotness, which isn't important to accept it is. Carrie Fisher is beautiful. Mark Hamill's arms are just, Harrison Ford looks great, and we get the addition of Billy Dee Williams, so there's just nothing to complain about there. But in the original, Cloud City looks awful. I mean, the claustrophobic corridors, because they couldn't afford to actually do anything except shoot it in a warehouse, I guess. But in the special editions, you get these wide open windows and you can actually see the city outside, and it's oh, this actually is a city in the clouds. I actually buy this. Because I don't think they would make such a big deal about Bespin being in the clouds if you couldn't see him. So So I love that change, and I think that I mean definitely Empire Strikes Back is the one that's futzed with the least. Like everything is very subtle, so that's probably why it's my favorite of the special editions. But even Return of the Jedi, I don't mind a lot of the changes in Return of the Jedi. Um, I like seeing all of the other planets celebrating. I do miss Yub Nub. I mean, Yub Nub was such a cute song, but I also like the celebration song that's in the special edition, and I liked seeing. That was the first time we saw Coruscant, and that was as a book fan, seeing Coruscant was such a huge deal at the time, and um, even in the new ones, I know some people hate the whole We Free, but one, we don't know if that was Jar Jar, and two, I don't have a problem with Jar Jar. But seeing Naboo and Bespin and all of these places celebrating the downfall of the Emperor is just cool by me. It was, you see that it wasn't just a victory on Endor, but it's a victory for the entire galaxy. Um, the musical number in Jabba's palace is not great. Both versions were just not like. I do like Lapti Neck better because that was the original and that was what I grew up with, and of course the scene was done for that. But I mean, it was such an '80s song. Oh my goodness, just the '80s threw up all over it. Um, but also the new one is not like it's super '90s. So, I mean, you can't win for losing. George Lucas apparently not really great at making like in universe, music. I don't know. I love it though in that scene, the Return of the Jedi dance sequence. They got Femi Taylor back to play Ula, who I think it was like 17 years after she played Ula. She played Ula again, and I like that they actually went and did that. Actually looked up a picture of Femi Taylor the other day, and she probably could still play Ula today. Yeah, I mean, that's impressive that it's been 36 years since Return of the Jedi came out, and she looks exactly the same. Um, but yeah, I think the problem with the special editions isn't the changes that they made in it. It's the fact that it's the only thing that's available. And certainly, I do own the despecialized editions. Harmy did the Lord's work in restoring the Star Wars movies to their original glory. I enjoy that. I like having those. But that doesn't mean that there's not a place for the special editions to exist. So, I think Disney, if they're smart, they will eventually come out with the originals, if they're even able to. I've heard some people theorize that possibly Disney, part of their agreement with George Lucas is that they would not revert back to the original versions of the movie. And yeah, I want the originals to come out in a better format than they did a couple of years ago. But there are some times when I really like watching the special editions, and maybe some of their fans don't like that, but hey, that's just my opinion. My opinion is wrong all the time. So tell me what you guys think of the special editions versus the originals. Um, all of my contact stuff is up there. And of course, there's comments. And I will see you guys next time.